Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Sunil Kumar Osmani, Assistant Professor of Mathematics at Rani Chennamma University, Belagavi. So today's topic is field and skew field. Okay. So before that, let us recall the definitions which I have discussed in my last lectures. So, so let us recall definition of a ring here. So ring means here R is any non-empty set with addition and multiplication operations is said to be a ring if R with addition is an abelian group or a commutative group. Further, R with multiplication is a semi-group. And third one, multiplication distributes over addition. Okay. A non-empty set R satisfies these three conditions, okay, then we call it as a ring. So here R plus is an abelian group and R with multiplication is a semi-group and multiplication distributes over addition. Okay. So next definition is a zero divisors. So I have discussed about zero divisors in my last lecture. Zero divisor. So zero divisor means suppose A and B are any two non-zero elements. Okay. Suppose their product is zero, then we call it as a zero divisor. Okay. And A is called left zero divisor and B is called right zero divisor. Okay. Suppose A and B are any two non-zero elements, their product must be zero here. Okay. And you can see that suppose if my set is set of integers or set of real numbers or set of rational numbers or set of complex numbers, okay, so these all are rings. Okay, these are all are rings does not containing zero divisors. Okay, because if I consider any two elements A and B belong to set of integers, okay, and if their product is zero, if and only if either A equal to 0 or B equal to 0 here. Okay. So similarly, if any two element belongs to real numbers or rational numbers or complex numbers, okay, and this result holds good. Okay. Therefore, because of that reason, these all rings are does not containing zero divisors. Okay. So next definition is integral domain. So integral domain means a commutative ring R is an integral domain if it does not contain zero divisors. Okay. So here this ring does not contain zero divisors. So that is, suppose A and B are non-zero elements, then their product must be non-zero. If this result holds good in any ring, then we call it as an integral domain here. Okay. So set of real numbers and complex integers or rational, so these all rings are integral domain here, because if A and B are non-zero, their product is always non-zero in all these groups, all these rings. Okay. So with this background, so let us look at the definition of a field here. a commutative ring, a commutative ring R with unit element, a commutative ring R with unit element is a commutative ring R with unit element in which every non-zero element has an inverse. Every non-zero element has an inverse with respect to multiplication. Okay. So this is definition of a field. Okay. So definition, according to this definition, a commutative ring R is said to be R with the unit element 1, in which every non-zero element has an inverse, okay, with respect to multiplication. In any ring R with multiplication is a semi-group. Okay, semi-group means it is closed and associative property holds good here. Okay, so here, according to this definition, the existing unit element means identity element and inverse for all A belongs to R. Okay, you can see here. Further, it is a commutative ring, that is AB equal to BA. So, which implies, which is a R dot means R with multiplication must be a group here. R with multiplication also commutative group here, because it is closed and associative property holds good. Identity element exists and the inverse element exists for every non-zero element. Therefore, further AB equal to BA. Okay. So this is what commutative group or abelian group with respect to multiplication. Okay. So a ring is what? R plus is an abelian group and R dot is an semi-group. Earlier it was semi-group. Okay. Suppose R dot is this is also a commutative group. Then we call it as a field. Further, multiplication distributes or addition. Okay. In a ring, in a definition of a ring, if I replace second condition, that is R with multiplication is a semi-group, if I replace that condition with the commutative group with respect to multiplication, then it will be a field here. Okay. So examples for field. So here, suppose rings of rational numbers. Suppose, so this is a ring with rational number. This is a field here. Further, rings with real numbers. This is also field. Further, rings with complex number is also field. Okay, so you can verify easily that set of rational number with respect to multiplication is a commutative group or abelian group. So similarly, this is also commutative group, R with multiplication, and C R with multiplication also commutative group. So it's a simple exercise. So therefore, set a ring with rational numbers, ring with real numbers, and ring with complex numbers. So these all are examples of a field here. So next definition, skew field. Skew field, or it is also called division ring. So skew field or division ring. So definition is, let R be a ring. Let R be a ring with unit element in which every non-zero element has an inverse, okay, with respect to multiplication. Then R is called skew field or division ring. So you have to observe that. So difference between field and skew field. Okay. So here this definition, we have started with the commutative ring. R must be a commutative ring here. Okay. But here in skew field, R be a ring. Okay. So in this case, R may be commutative or non-commutative ring. Okay. So difference between skew field and field is what? In the field, R must be a commutative ring, and in a skew field or a division ring, R may be commutative or non-commutative ring. So which implies that, so we can note that every field is a skew field, or every field is a division ring. Okay. So here in field, R must be commutative or abelian ring, but here it may be simply a ring. It may be commutative or non-commutative. So this is the difference between a skew field and field here. So next definition, regular element. Okay. So this is very important definition here. So regular element means, let R be a ring with the unit element. Let R be a ring with the unit element. Okay. An element, say A in R, is called a regular element, if there exists another element say B in R such that AB is equal to or BA is equal to 1. Okay, so this is a definition of a regular element. Okay, so in field every element has some inverse element. Okay, suppose A may be any element. Okay, suppose there exists some element say B in R. Okay, if their product is equal to 1 implies that A is equal to B inverse. Okay, or if B equal to 1 implies B equal to A inverse. Okay, in a ring, if A is an element, okay, then if inverse of A exists means then that element is called a regular element here. Okay, if I consider some examples for regular element means, if I consider a set of integers, so this is a ring with integers. Okay, so in this ring, only regular elements are plus or minus 1. Okay, because if I consider any two elements, say A and B, suppose A and B are any two elements in set of integers. Okay, where A is non-zero and A is not, both are not equal to identity element here. Okay, 1. Okay, suppose if their product is 1 implies that A equal to B inverse, or A is equal to, or so we can write A is equal to 1 over B. Okay, so which element, that element does not belong to a set of integers. Okay, suppose A and B are any two elements which are not equal to plus or minus 1. Okay, so which are not equal to plus or minus 1 here. Okay, if their product is 1, implies that A equal to B inverse or A equal to 1 over B, and this element does not belong to set of integers. Okay, so this happens only when A and B are plus or minus 1 here. Okay, so this is an example of a regular element. So next, very important result called as theorem. So statement of this theorem says that every field is an integral domain. Okay, you can see that every field is an integral domain. So consider proof of this result. Okay, so first here we have to assume that let R be a field. Okay, so here I am assuming that R be a field, then I have to prove that R is an integral domain. Okay, so R is an integral domain means for any two non-zero elements A and B, their product is also non-zero. That is what R does not contain zero divisors. Okay, here I have started with the proof that R be a field. Okay, now I have to prove that this is an integral domain. Okay, so to prove this, I have to show that for any two elements A and B, their product is non-zero. Okay. So then, so let us consider any two elements. C is not equal to 0 and B is non-zero. Be any two elements in R. Okay. So consider any two elements, any two non-zero elements in R, and their product is 0. Okay. So this is my assumption here. Okay. So here R be a field and consider any two non-zero elements, say A and B. Okay. And their product is 0. So this is my assumption here. So we are proving this result by contradiction method, because we know that in a field R, okay. So consider A and B are any two non-zero elements, okay, but their product is 0. Okay. So next, since R is a field, okay, since R is a field and B is not equal to 0, because B has an inverse, okay, because in a field every element has a inverse here. Okay. Since R is a field and B is non-zero, therefore B has a inverse. And that inverse, let us not it by B inverse. Okay, then B into B inverse, or B inverse times B is equal to 1 here. Okay, because it's a field with identity element. So next, now assume that AB is equal to, so here I'm replacing AB by, so let us consider AB times B inverse. Okay, so is equal to, so AB is what, 0 here, 0 times B inverse, so which is equal to 0, but AB times B inverse is equal to A times B inverse, A times 1, so which is equal to A. Okay, and which implies that A is equal to 0. Okay, which implies that A is equal to 0, because B is non-zero here. If their product is 0 means, A must be 0. Okay, but here, look at here, A and B are non-zero elements. Okay, A and B are non-zero elements, so which is a contradiction to our assumption. Therefore, every field is an integral domain. Every field is an integral domain. Therefore, result is true. Okay. Next one. Here we have a corollary. So statement of that corollary says, if R is a ring with unit element, and say some B belongs to R, which is regular, then B is not a zero divisor. Okay. Suppose according to definition of a regular element, B is said to be regular means there is some element, say A belongs to R, such that B equal to 1. Okay. So therefore, meaning of this corollary is that if every element, or if some element, say B belongs to R, is a regular element, means that element is not a zero divisor. Okay. If any element in a ring R is a regular element, means that element is not a zero divisor. Okay. So with this, I conclude this talk. So if you have any doubts or any questions, please leave your comments below in the comment box. Thank you.